Lesson 5-6, Multiple Angle Formulas. So we have another set of identities. The double angle formulas, sine of 2u equals sine of u, cosine of u. It's called the double angle formula because it's 2 times the angle. Cosine of 2u is cosine squared u minus sine squared u. Or 2 times cosine squared u minus 1. That's because sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, so you could substitute that in. Or 1 minus 2 sine squared u. Tangent of 2u is 2 tangent u, 1 minus tangent squared u. These all come from the sum formulas. So it'd be like sine of u plus u, which was sine u cosine v, in this case u, plus cosine u sine u. As you can see, that would reduce to, simplify to 2u and 2 sine u cosine u. That's where they come from. So if sine of u is 3/5 and our angle is acute, find sine of 2u. Okay, so we have that sine of 2u equals 2 times sine of u cosine of u. Oh wait, I don't know cosine of u. Well, several ways we could think about this. I'm just going to use a triangle. If this angle is u, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. And we could use the Pythagorean theorem to find the adjacent. And because it's in quadrant 1, everything's positive. So cosine would be 4/5. So this would be 2 times sine of u, it says is 3/5. Cosine of u is 4/5 from the triangle. So that would become 12/24/25. Let's find cosine of 2u. All right. Well, let's keep our little triangle here. I'll have to move it. Sine was 3/5. All right, so it doesn't matter which one we want to use, but since I know sine, I think it might be convenient to use 1 minus 2 times sine squared of u. Well, sine of u is 3/5 and it's squared. So it'd be 1 minus 2 times 9/25. So it'd be 1 minus 18/25. Need a common denominator. So it appears to be 7/25. Let's find tangent of the same angle. Well, tangent of 2u is 2 times tangent of u over 1 minus tangent squared u. Well, from my triangle over here, it looks like tangent would be 3/4, opposite over adjacent. So it'd be 2 times 3/4 over 1 minus 3/4 squared. On the top, that's 3/2. On the bottom, that's 1 minus 9/16. Common denominator would be 16/16, so 16 minus 9 is 7/16. multiply by the reciprocal to divide, so multiply by 16 over 7. And we could reduce the 2 and the 16, so it looks like it's 24 over 7. Of course, tangent is also sine over cosine, and you would have gotten the same thing, 24 over 7. All right, let's derive a triple angle formula. So instead of cosine of 2u, we have 3u. All right, so cosine of 3x could be cosine of 2x plus x. So using the sum formula from the last lesson, cosine of u plus v is cosine of u cosine of v minus sine of u sine of v. But cosine of 2x would be maybe 2 cosine squared x minus 1. And sine of 2x could be, or is 2 sine of x cosine of x. If we multiply, on this side we'll have to distribute. So that would be 2 cosine cubed minus cosine. Over here, there's no adding, so there's no distributing, so it's just simply minus 2 sine squared times cosine. Oh, but wait, sine squared if sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, then that means sine squared must be 1 minus cosine squared. So now we can distribute both the 2 and the cosine, so that would be minus 2 cosine. And that become plus 2 cosine cubed. Collect like terms. It looks like I have 4 cosine cubes minus 3 cosine. Other set of formulas are power reducing formulas. So all they did is they took the cosine multiple angle formulas and solved them for the squareds. And then tangent was simply sine squared over cosine squared. So here's sine squared, so that's the previous, our double angle formula, solve for the sine squared. Same thing for the cosine squared, and then tangent squared is just sine squared divided by cosine squared. So this allows us to do things like rewriting a function like cosine to the 4th as a sum of the first powers of cosine. So I don't want any more exponents. All right, so cosine to the 4th could be cosine squared times cosine squared. So I can use a power reducing formula. Cosine squared is 1 plus cosine of 2x. For both of them. If we multiply, I'll have 1 times 1. 1 times cosine of 2x and another 1 times cosine of 2x. That would be 2 cosines of 2x. And that would be cosine squared of 2x over 4. 2 times 2 makes 4. Oh, but wait. Right there. That is squared. So we need to use another power reducing formula. Alright, so cosine squared is 1 plus cosine of 2u. However, the angle here is 2x. So my u is 2x. So it'll be 2 times 2x over 2. All right. If we get a common denominator in all the terms on the top, we can combine those together. So it'd be 2 over 2 and 4 over 2. So if I do that, I can combine the 2 and the 1 would make 3. And then I have 4 cosine of 2x. And then this one is cosine of 4x. All over 2, all over 4. Well, you would divide by multiplying by the reciprocal. So it'll be times 1/4 instead of divided by 4. So you can see that makes 3 plus 4 cosine of 2x plus cosine of 4x over 8. Now there are no more exponents on the cosines. We have one more set of formulas, the half angle formulas. So these are essentially taking the reduction, the power reducing formulas, and rearranging them a little bit, square rooting, and then dividing the u's by 2. Instead of having u and 2u, we have half a u and 1u. There's sine, cosine, and tangent. The plus and minus means you're going to have to choose whether it's a plus or a minus based on where it is located. And you have two choices for tangent. Let's find the exact value of cosine of 105. So cosine of 105, that is not on my unit circle. However, twice that, 210, is. So we can say 105 is 210 divided by 2. All right, so it's cosine, so it's plus and minus the square root of 1 plus cosine of u. So the question is, what is u? U is this top number here, so it's 210. All right, cosine of 210 on our unit circle. 210 is right there. So that looks like cosine is the x value, so that's negative square root of 3 over 2. Get a common denominator, so this will be 2 minus the square root of 3 over 2 over 2. Which would become over 4. We can square root that, so it'll be plus and minus the square root of 2 minus the square root of 3 over 2. Now, is it a plus or a minus? Well, look at the 105. That is in quadrant 2. 105 is approximately there. And it's all students take classes. So that's quadrant 2. Sine's positive means cosine is negative. So we want the negative answer. And that's our exact answer of cosine of 105 degrees. That's it for today. Have a good day.